Please welcome Sandy Jerez to the blue corner.
All right, you ready for a title fight? Well, we have one. All right,
I'm ready.
Yep, strawweight title on the line. Sandy Jerez fighting out of Katy, Texas. You see that on your screen. 3-1-1 record. Second time here inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Fought Ari Cobb, and Ari Cobb, who actually went on to beat Alex for the title back at Fury Amateur Series 41 in January of last year. It was a tough loss to Ari, but really showcased how tough of a fighter Sandy is.
Yeah, and I mean, she is not in this title fight for no reason. She's in very good shape. She's very tough. She's a very skilled woman. Two of her three fights are finishes, or two of her three wins are finishes. And, you know, like you said, that loss to Ari Cobb beat a lot of people. And so, you know, for that to be her only loss, that's the reason she's here. That's the reason she's up for the 115-pound title. And I can't wait to see this fight.
And Sandy, as I mentioned, hasn't fought since January of last year, so has been on a delay here. Has really taken the time to improve her game. And as you can see, in fantastic shape is Sandy, so she is ready for this opportunity. She is inside. Let's meet her opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Alex Carlson.
Alex Carlson, 6-time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. So much experience, has fought some big names like Mia Graw, has beaten Alexia Delgadillo, is on a one-fight win streak right now after beating Angelica Guzman back in February at FC 86. And for Alex, it's all about just implementing her style. When she can do that, she is so good.
Yeah, I mean, in her last fight versus Angelica Guzman, I mean, she won by a knockout in round 1. You know, she's got 7 fights. She's only been fighting since June of 2022, so a lot of experience in here. Obviously, staying in the gym 24, you know, every single day probably. But Alex Carlson, another skilled fighter, and there is a reason that she is in here. This is a really good matchup, really good fight. I like the way Alex Carlson fights.
Let's take a look at our Tail of the Tape brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast. 2-inch height advantage, 4 inches on the reach there for Sandy Jerez, the 27-year-old, ready to capture this title. Both fighters are inside for this flyweight title bout. Let's get our introductions.
The following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 5 rounds and is for the Fury Amateur Series Strawweight Championship. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and she weighed in at a perfect 115 pounds. Fighting out of Houston by way of Katy, Texas, she holds an amateur record of 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. Here is Sandy Jerez. And introducing her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and she weighed in officially at 114.6 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, her amateur record stands at 4 wins, 3 losses. Here is Alex Carlson. And now your referee, Carlos Luquez, for the final championship instructions.
We went over the instructions in the locker room. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Touch gloves.
And we keep the streak alive. No final championship instructions that have been changed since the locker room meeting. Just once, I wish they were changing.
Yeah, or I wish someone would just raise their hand and be like, hey, I have a question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Question about the rules.
Ooh, hot start there from Sandy Jerez.
Yeah, Alex just going, I mean, 100-0. Throwing punches. Sandy Jerez is landing.
Sandy Jerez training out of war. I know all our war fighters are watching. Shout out to them. Oh, big right there on the counter for Sandy.
Yeah, southpaw stance for Alex Carlson. Conventional stance for Sandy Jerez. Right hand there from Alex. There's a left. Right hand from Jerez now. This is the thing about, you know, the 125-pound for the weight class in the men and the 115-pound class for the women. Their cardio is unbelievable. These fights never stop. They never stop moving. Jerez trying to slow the pace just a little bit. Alex Carlson able to get some separation there. That spinning back fist.
Big rights there.
Right hand from Sandy now. Sandy closing the distance back up against the cage. It's Brad. Over in the corner. Yelling down Carlson.
Yeah, good use of knees here by both women.
Yeah, both women trading places here on the cage. Alex gave up that underhook. I don't know if that was a great idea. She's fishing for it again. She said, dig that shoulder way underneath the armpit of Sandy Jerez. You see Sandy Jerez moving back, trying to avoid that.
There we go. Turn.
Started this fight off with a furious pace. Now going to that grueling pace. Working up against the cage. Battling for position. 10 seconds left in round one.
Alex Carlson gets a takedown.
She's
got a guillotine choke.
Oh,
man.
Saved by the bell.
I knew the bell was going to ring. It was just a matter of if she was going to be awake or not whenever she let go.
Yeah, that was it tight.
Yeah, very tight. And Sandy Jerez looked like she had it under control. Alex Carlson with a strong finish there to the round. Very close round. I think that may be an Alex Carlson round, but very, very close.
Let's take a look at the highlights and see if it can convince you at all.
Yeah, both women landing shots. You see Alex Carlson lands that big right there. They traded places on the cage. This is at the end of the round. Sandy Jerez giving up her neck there, trying to stand up, and Alex had a lot of pressure on that neck, just not enough time. You need about 8 seconds when you're fresh, 8 to 10 seconds when you're fresh. So sometimes it happens a little sooner when you're not. Into the first round, debatable how fresh they both were, so enough time for Sandy Jerez to survive that.
I'm fresh, and if you give me a guillotine, it's about 2 seconds.
Here, let's try it.
I'm
If
good.
they take another 2-minute break, where he'll be asleep when we come back.
If I even see you work into it, I'm good. Yeah, you got me. Good little low kick there from Carlson.
Yeah, beautiful single leg entry there from Carlson. Not able to keep her down, not able to capitalize on it. Jerez doing a good job of pulling her body back, keeping her legs away from her, able to get them underneath her and stand back up. But here we are, that grueling pace up against the cage again. Remember, a 5-round fight for a title fight. You know, in those championship rounds, if you're not used to going there, that takes a lot out of you. Especially if you fought the first 2 rounds like this. Jerez trying to work her way off the cage. Trying to reverse his position. Needs to get that underhook on the right hand there. She's got it. She's to dig that shoulder down in just a little bit more. There she goes. Swims the shoulder underneath, and that's whenever you change positions.
Yeah, great technique. Great call there by you.
Sandy pushing on Alex Carlson with that head, and being the taller fighter, you're going to get a little bit more leverage on the shorter fighter whenever you're putting that head underneath the jaw and on the jaw line. When you're up against the cage, puts a lot of pressure. It's really difficult, especially, lifts you up to your toes. Carlson back in the dominant position, pushing Jerez up against the cage now.
Now, I wonder if control was a big part of the game plan for Alex and her team, because as soon as she got that single and got control, they were celebrating. They wanted that. The striking of Sandy is obviously the story. When you look at her as a fighter, she has great striking, has really good angles as well with that striking. So to limit that was probably a big game plan move.
Yeah, and also it's probably just them getting excited because it was a perfect technique on attacking that single leg. It got me excited, and I'm not a wrestler. So Sandy Jerez stomping on the feet of Alex Carlson.
10 seconds left. It's been all cage work here in round 2. Reversal after reversal, position changes. If you're into that sort of thing, then you enjoyed round 2.
Yeah, really, really tough round to call because, they switch back and forth throughout the second round. Not a lot to look at there. A lot of cage work in the second round. Both fighters doing a little bit of damage. Both fighters in dominant positions. Both fighters had probably equal control time. Really, really difficult to call this second round. And even though, the face of Sandy Jerez looks a little worse. She looks like she's taking a little more damage. And I know that a lot of that, that's going to be taken into account. But does actually look pretty fresh still, even though, her face is a little bit beat up. Alex Carlson looking fresh. Not a lot of damage on her face. Not a lot of visible damage, but very even fight so far.
All right, let's head to round 3. Title on the line. Fury Amateur Series strawweight division. Alex Carlson always has a good pace, but this one has been outstanding so far. Ooh, good catch there. So a little bit of blood coming out of the nose of Sandy.
And Alex Carlson has, really good movement, always moving her head, always, her feet are always shuffling. And in spite of that, Sandy Jerez has still been able to land fairly regularly here. Just Alex is really hard to hit. And she's really hard to hit flush.
Good head movement there from Sandy. So a little mouse developing under the left eye of Jerez.
Nice entry there from Alex. It looks like it's going to be stuffed, and if Sandy Jerez can take advantage of this, she may be able to get that top position just like this. Going to push that leg through. Sandy Jerez in a great position here to do some damage.
Oh, man. Big punches here from Sandy.
It looks like Sandy was reaching through that Darce choke, and it cost her a little bit overzealous. Powers Carlson a little bit there.
Ooh, could we have
here we go.
Something in the scramble?
Here we go. Is that guillotine in?
For the
that's
title.
Very, very tight. That is very tight, and it looks like she's out of it. But in the mount. Yeah, very annoying way to have to you know, fighting this defense. This defense style is very, very annoying whenever you're on top there. This is a very good position to grab a toe hold if you're savvy on them. Yeah, actually very smart of Sandy to go back to this position. Just to make sure that the weight of her hips are over the top of Alex Carlson. Because now if she lets go with those legs, she's going to be able to turn around. She's going to be able to switch over to side control. Both ladies kind of doing the same thing. Elbows to the hammies, the hamstrings, buttocks, and the gluteus.
Yeah. See which is going to give first. Man, could we see a finish by hamstring?
Yeah.
That would be wild.
Yeah, that'd be a first, I'm sure.
All right, round 4. Here we come. Championship rounds. That was interesting. Let's take a look at our highlights for round 3.
Yeah, good round for Sandy Jerez here. I think she landed the better punches in this round. Good combinations, got this fight to the ground. Definitely landed more on the ground and pound. Definitely had the control position, and I think they're going to call that the control position, even though she was on the top and you know Alex's legs were wrapped around her. I mean, this was a pretty bad situation here for Alex Carlson. I think that was a Sandy Jerez round. So let's see how this goes as we go into these championship rounds. Both ladies still looking very fresh.
Sandy wearing more damage on the face, that left eye swollen. Man, really big.
Yeah,
I mean, and I just saw how big that looks now. I mean, that is huge.
Yeah, we caught from the front and directly from the side. Doesn't look big. We caught the profile of it, and looks like she's got a golf ball in there. And it looks like the eye has turned red. It's really hard to tell. But those kind of hematomas are, you know, they're not dangerous. And, you know, there's a lot of pressure on them, so more susceptible to being cut now. But not dangerous as it sits. As long as there's not blood going in the eye, it's not, you know, impairing the vision of the eye, then she's still good to go. She's basically a knot on her head.
Still moving forward is Sandy.
Yeah, big right hand
man,
there.
big counter.
And Sandy's staying in the pocket. Her head movement is missing most of those punches. And then Alex, the last 2 punches of her combinations, is able to land.
And Alex's output has been crazy this fight.
Yeah, her cardio is unbelievable. And even sitting on the stool, I was thinking last round, I was like, she's starting to look a little fatigued. And now I'm like, no.
She just wanted a little break.
Yeah.
She's got thrown, what, probably 200 punches already.
Yeah, 200 punches, 4 minutes of cage work. Throw 20 kicks in there.
Oh, nice connect there from Sandy.
Ooh, nice again. Ooh, big right hand there.
Now Sandy dialing in with that striking. 1 minute left in round 4.
Ooh, Sandy with a big overhand right. Oh. Yeah, Sandy with that left hand to the body, and Alex Carlson answering with that big right hand.
That left eye is closing fast, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, and you see Alex she just hit it twice in a row again. Alex is aiming for that. I mean, it's not hard. It's the biggest thing on her head now, so every time she throws that right hand, it's landing right on that eyebrow.
10 seconds left. Big dump there by Sandy. Could be a statement to take round 4.
Man,
the work by both these women and fighting through the damage the way Sandy has been so impressive. Take a look at our round 4 highlights.
that started out with both ladies landing, and then Sandy Jerez looked like she took over the boxing a little bit, landing the better punches, landing well there, big right hand, going to the body, and then Alex started to answer. She felt like she was going to the body, and Alex just threw that right hook every time she went to the body, and it would land right on that eyebrow that's already swollen. Very closely matched round, but that may be the difference, that last takedown there at the end.
We still have one more title fight coming your way after this one. Madison Guinn taking on Stephanie Calderon for the Fury Amateur Series flyweight title. Round 5 coming up.
I think they're going to have the doc look at her eye.
Let's see what the doctor rules on this one, and you'll get a close-up here, and that eye is absolutely closed. I mean, that is nuts. Let's see if she passes the vision test. I hope so, because it looks like she wants no part of ending this fight this way. Does Sandy. She's ready to fight.
Yep, and we've got the doctor here that's under 100 years old this time. So.
Yep.
And here we go. I saw it. He was holding up the fingers. She was answering as quickly as he put them up. So I think he made the right call. And here we go, 5th round.
This fight has been so close. I'm not even sure what the rounds look like right now. I mean, the last round, I think Sandy got the statement dump to maybe steal it, but outside of that round 1.
That makes it 2 rounds apiece in my opinion. And so, yeah, I think you're right though, Real. I mean, those very, very close fight.
Round 1 started with a furious pace. Both women had good moments. Round 3, I would say, was an Alex round. Could be that this fight is still for the taking. Or we avoid all that and somebody just gets a finish.
Yeah. The judges are probably hoping for that at this moment also. Ooh, this could be a knee bar. This is a very, very effective knee bar. You push your hips down in. It's a good fulcrum on that. You got to elevate that heel. She almost had it there. Looked like she was going for it.
Use your left leg to pull your right leg out. There we go.
Alex back to her feet.
Heavy width. Heavy width.
You know, the one thing about the fighters at war, there's no quitting it.
No.
And Sandy is a prime example of that. And also for Alex Carlson, seeing her coming in more refined with that output, that pace that she's known for, but now using that pace to really inflict a lot of damage.
We're joined again by UFC welterweight Alex Morono. Alex, man, Jaden Mackinnon is 18 years old. Wow.
He's a beast, I know.
Gosh.
We knew his opponent was solid, too. It was a good fight. I'm proud of him.
Yeah,
Both guys.
great fight.
And both fighters are going to get so much experience from that. They're going to learn so much. And for Jaden, I can't wait to see how he rebounds. Round 5 here, a big left connects there for Carlson.
Has been the jabs and that left hook or that right hook that's opened the eye up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy Jerez has been landing well, and every time she does, every time she goes to the body, every time she throws that right hand, she takes one to that right eye.
Have you guys scored the fight so far?
And it's really close. It's either 3-1 Carlson or it's 2-2. This is going to take it. It's going to be very, very close. There's 1 or 2 rounds in there that were very close, but damage-wise, Alex Carlson's showing basically none. But she's being controlled a little bit. Sandy Jerez has landed quite a few punches.
Yeah.
Just, Alex just wears it a little better than Sandy. And, this is It's been very, very close.
All right, so we will go to the judges' scorecards and figure this out. 5 rounds, great battle here between two very talented fighters. We still have one more title fight coming your way, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. The flyweight title on the line. Stephanie Calderon taking on Madison Guinn. It's been a fun prelims amateur broadcast so far. We will go live on UFC Fight Pass for Fury FC 93 at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you are watching right now on our YouTube or Facebook pages, thank you so much. Make sure you get your subscriptions in for UFC Fight Pass if you already don't have them. Alfred Walker taking on Johan Estevez in our main event. The Dragon, Zach Borrego, taking on Logan Woods in our co-main. And our feature bout of the night might be worth the price of admission on its own. Devin Dixon taking on Tedrick Macklin. No love lost between these two fighters. They have been talking non-stop. I cannot wait for that fight.
Yeah, 6-0 versus 6-1. That's a tremendous fight.
Inside the cage right now, an absolute war between Alex Carlson and Sandy Jerez. The judges have calculated everything. Here's Wayne. Let's see how they scored it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 championship rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka. Judge Joel Elizondo scores at 48-47, Carlson. Judge Ursula Perez scores the fight 48-47, Jerez. And Judge Angel Mendez scores the fight 48-47, declaring a winner by split decision and new Fury Amateur Series strawweight champion, Alex Carlson.
Was not ready for that premature hand raise. Wayne couldn't even finish. That was pretty funny. Michael is inside with our new champ. A lot of respect here between both fighters.
I'm here with your winner, Alex Carlson. Alex, that was a lot of volume, a lot of output in there in a 5-round fight. Is that what you expected?
You know, I wanted to come out and finish right away, but she's a solid opponent coming from a really solid gym. So when it's war, so you expect to go all 5.
So is that what you expected? Did you expect this fight to go to the ground, or did you expect it to be a battle on the feet?
Honestly, I thought I was going to take it to the ground, and then after run round, she kind of caught me in my takedown, and I was like, I'm going to stay standing.
Yeah, well, you inflicted a lot of damage. It looked like the doctors may stop it there at the end of the 4th round. Did you think it was over?
I wasn't sure. I'm happy actually it went to 5 because I could solidify a win as opposed to a doctor stoppage.
Well, it was a 5-round battle, and we look forward to seeing you again. What do you want next? I mean, you're the champ now. Is there somebody you want to challenge, or are you going to go pro?
I don't have anyone in particular. I'd like to do a title defense at the AMMY level and then chat with my coaches.
Well, I'm sure Eric would love to see that, and we can't wait to see you again. Your winner and new champion, Alex Carlson.
Congratulations to Alex Carlson. What a moment for her getting the title here in San Antonio. All right, we keep it going. One more title fight. Here's our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Madison Guinn.
Madison Guinn, 2nd time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Did lose to Liv Burley back in November of last year at Fury Challenger Series 9 via unanimous decision, but going the distance against Yum Yum was pretty important to see for Madison Guinn because Beerley is one of those hot prospects everyone's talking about, even though she did suffer a loss. At the time, everyone was talking about Beerley.
Yeah, it was a weight class above her natural weight as well. It was at 135. She went all 5 rounds with Liv, and it was a boxing match. It was honestly one of the best live fights. That was in Dallas, just about 7 months ago. And she did great. She's in her natural weight class now fighting for the belt. This will be a good fight.
Well, not just that. I mean, she fought that Liv Beerley fight she hadn't fought before that since 2021. So she'd been off for a couple years, and for Liv Beerley to be your first opponent to go back, take her 5 rounds. I mean, that's it. But that's the reason that we're seeing her here in this 125 title fight at 2-1. Very, very tough, very difficult to find somebody to fight Madison Guinn.
And when she's not competing in MMA, she is a 2-time sumo national champion, and she's actually going to compete at the Sumo Worlds in Poland in September. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is cool.
Not what a sumo wrestler looks like.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
She's redefining what a sumo wrestler looks like.
I would imagine that balance. I would imagine that sumo wrestling. I mean, we may need to go try that, Alex.
She's also a commentator for World Championship Sumo, so really into it. Let's meet her opponent.
Please welcome Stephanie Calderon to the red corner.
There's Busy, and then there's Stephanie Calderon Busy. First time here at Fury for us, but she has been fighting. Has already fought 4 times in 2024. Has an unbelievable style. Her wins are finishes, all right? She loves getting those finishes. Only has 1 that has gone the distance, Michael. Stephanie, simply put, as she told us, I am her.
Yeah, and not just that. I mean, she has 3 pro kickboxing fights also, and she's won all 3 of those. So in between having these 4 fights, she's won some kickboxing matches also. So Stephanie Calderon, very tall, very hard to deal with in this weight class, and very, very skilled, Alex.
Yeah, she's got a big frame too. She's tall. She definitely looks like a fighter. I saw her in the back. I was like, hey, I can't wait to see her fight. And honestly, first time for Fury, fighting for a belt. Goes to show the caliber.
Stone Cold Calderon has a huge following as well. Going back and watching some of her old fights, the output is high. The kickboxing is sharp. She has won titles in other promotions as well, and is actually coming here to prove herself. We always talk about Fury has some of the best amateurs, some of the best pro fighters. After this fight, wouldn't be shocked if she just turns pro for us as well, Michael.
Yeah, and seeing Stephanie Calderon in the pro division at 125, those ladies are, going to be looking the other way, I'm sure. Stephanie Calderon, 5-4-0 as a pro, 3-0 as a kickboxer. Just an absolute savage. Not a lot of people want to fight her. Madison Guinn taking this fight, of course, because it's a title fight. It's a very, very good matchup.
Our Tail of the Tape brought to you by Space City Collective. The reach advantage, the height advantage for the 30-year-old Stephanie Calderon. Both fighters did make weight for this flyweight amateur title bout. Stephanie is inside the cage. And we will get to our championship introductions shortly. Respect between both fighters. Here's Wayne.
The following contest, brought to you by Space City Collective, is scheduled for 5 rounds. As for the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Championship. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 5 feet 4 inches tall, and she weighed in at 124.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, her amateur record stands at 2 wins, only 1 defeat. This is Madison Guinn. And introducing her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall, and she weighed in at 124 pounds. Fighting out of Tampa, Florida, by way of Long Island, New York, she holds a perfect amateur record, 4 wins, no losses. This is Stone Cold Stephanie Calderon. And now referee Mark Colloy with your final championship instructions.
Okay, Warriors, we've already gone over the rules back in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. This is for a championship night. I want championship fighting. Touch gloves, let's go to war.
Here we go. Streak continues. No final instructions have changed. Again.
Yeah, nice little motivational speech there from referee before the fight starts.
Blue gloves for Guinn, red for Calderon. Oh, a big right to open things up.
Nice overhand left there from Guinn.
A lot of pressure early on from Calderon. But I'll tell you, I think Gwynn's 15 minutes of boxing with Firely in her last fight is going to play very well in this fight. Calderon's going to look at pressure and box.
And for Guinn, doesn't back down from a challenge at all. Undefeated prospects. Last 2 fights for her.
It's a nice little split. She used that lead arm, really tight guard to kind of split the right hand of Calderon and throw right hand in the piper own. Guinn really showed a strong chin in her last fight too. Ate some big shots, but never quit coming forward, never quit throwing. It's a nice check there from Guinn.
Guinn staying calm in spite of that pressure from Stephanie.
Nice left hand from Guinn. Body shot from Calderon.
Big kick followed up by a 1-2 for Calderon.
It's a well-timed shot from Guinn. Nothing before it, but it's got very deep. Just gonna deal with this guillotine, but okay, now it's more of an issue as Calderon has her hands together.
Yeah, and I think she needs to reach across that leg and elevate that far leg and take this fight to the ground and pass the guard as they fall.
And Guinn can always just try to spin to her back, spin hard, like throw her left elbow to the cage if it was bad enough. It was not.
Thank you.
Nice 2-punch combo and knee from Calderon.
10 seconds left in round 1. Ooh, interesting first round. Man, everyone just holding their breath.
Yeah, the ladies stood and boxed. I mean, some good pressure from Calderon. But I mean, Guinn was throwing back the whole time. I mean, nothing really got through super clean on either end. Not from a lack of trying. Both ladies just really good. Guinn has a really good, like, framed defense with her hands. And Calderon just used her range and length really well and kind of bounced out of all the shots. 2 contrasting styles of defense, both effective in this first round.
Yeah, not exactly what I was expecting from Calderon. And, you know, Madison Guinn, I kind of expected for her to kind of, maybe she thought also there was going to be bigger barrages. Maybe she thought there was going to be more volume coming at her, but I was expecting to see a little more volume from Calderon. But, you know, again, 5-round fight. Maybe trying to, you know, control that a little bit. Control the chaos at
You
first.
see that in the UFC all the time. Guys with a more measured pace in the main events and in the title fights. You have to.
Nice low kick connect there from Calderon. Yeah, and if you can, almost getting that first round assessment of what tells, what's going to open up versus your opponent. If you can do it, right, then you try to get that as much as you can.
They go into a nice little lead leg lift and do a left hook. Fake to foot jab.
Stephanie's corner calling for body shots.
Stephanie's staying very relaxed here. Killed that shot. It was kind of a half-hearted 1-2 as she went in for that shot. As Guinn went in for that shot, Alex.
So Guinn threw a punch, and the punch made Calderon step backwards, so it created a lot of space for the shots. When you take people down who move in and out a lot, you have to like punch, and then shoot. Whereas if you fight guys who plant and throw, then you can fake a punch, and they try to counter, then you shoot at their hips. So it's a punch setup all the same, but you have to like really try to land if you catch very evasive fighters.
Take the center back. Take the center back. Take the center back.
Madison's corner calling to close the distance a little bit more.
She has a striking machine in front of her every time she does.
That's a good right hand there from Calderon.
The difference so far, Madison has connected with some good punches, but every time Stephanie connects, there just seems to be more power behind her.
Yeah, Calderon's keeping her at the end of her punches for sure. She's using her size and frame really well, her length. It's the first time Guinn's really closed the distance. She's got a deep underhook on that right side.
Wide base here, wide base. Head position. Head position, double unders. Double unders or Holloway.
Some good cage pressure here. Calderon throwing some knees in there to make some space.
Guinn's a good example to watch about just keeping a good high guard, really deflecting and ricocheting punches off your forearms really well. It's tough though. She's definitely, I think, behind on the volume. Calderon is just controlling the range really well, and that's a tough thing to get ahead of. You have to really change your timing or the amount of distance you cover when you enter. And if you make the wrong call and you come in too hard, and you can run into a shot, so it's tricky. But I think Guinn did a better job pressuring in that second round.
Yeah, so it's pressuring the right way because she knows Calderon is she's felt the punches now. She knows what she's got. She knows if those punches land clean that they're going to do some damage. So, doing a good job of staying out of the meat of the punch and, just a lot of deflecting, a lot of good head movement, a lot of good in and out. The problem with that is she hasn't been able to land herself. Calderon's just a little bit too long, and she kind of throws those hands out there. And Calderon is constantly striking and countering whenever Guinn's trying to throw.
And there's been really good volume on both sides, but if you look at their faces, they're not really marked up. That just goes to show, their defense is on point.
Go forward, Steph. Go forward. Yes. Keep going forward. Go forward.
That's a nice little uppercut right hook there from Guinn. Sorry, uppercut left hook. Kind of opened him with a fire under Calderon.
You got to wonder if Guinn can land combinations like that, over and over. How much Calderon can take? She hasn't taken much damage in any of her fights. Not taking much here. Again, very long, very good striking, very good distance management. And you can see a lot of confidence, too, here in the cage.
Notice Guinn's got a little lump on her left shin. I was checking one of those kicks.
Oh, yeah, that's
Better the shin than the calf. Oh, that was a good right hander from Calderon. It's the best one I think of the fight. Landed really clean.
And Madison's expression does not change at all.
She always
yeah.
she always answers back with a punch too.
I've never seen a sumo wrestler change their face, ever, in sumo wrestling. I've probably seen 10 matches my whole life, but
10, really?
maybe.
I would have taken the under.
I caught it on ESPN. I've caught it on ESPN before. And,
Late nights,
you know, yeah.
Right after bass fishing. I'm a kid of the 90s.
That's right.
Old school ESPN. Now it's just people yelling at each other in debate shows.
Double jab cross. Double jab cross.
Oh, man.
I mean, that was as clean as a right as you can hope to land.
Oh, might have stunned Madison a little bit. Let's get the
All
shot.
right, that was a good takedown.
Yeah, Madison changing the angle really nicely there.
Fighting the post of Calderon. Calderon got up very quick though.
Wide base. Get perpendicular step. Get perpendicular.
Digs the right side underhook, does Calderon. That's going to play a huge factor in stuffing this takedown. Both ladies pummeled in.
10 seconds left in round 3.
This was Calderon's best round so far. She landed some of the cleaner shots.
Ooh,
Oh, man.
big punches to take back to the corner.
Woo. Wow. Yeah, that last 15 seconds of, I mean, if this fight had a minute left, I think Guinn might be in some trouble. Calderon making a statement there at the end of the third round. Going into these championship rounds, I mean, you got to think it's all Calderon so far, Alex.
Yeah, especially in that third round. I mean, we'll see the right hand here. Madison did a nice little right uppercut, left hook. But I'll tell you, there was one right hand that got through, not this one. From Calderon. I think it was right before this. She was able to kind of flurry off right after. One thing Calderon's doing so well is keeping this fight right at the end of her punches. I mean, that range has really been in her favor the whole time. And when you get someone who knows how to use that range really well, it can be very, very challenging to change that factor. You have to change something in your style. Whether you add more space or crowd space.
Championship rounds. Stephanie trying to continue what she just did to end round 3. Output. Good technical striking.
See, Gwynn's got a lump over that left eyebrow now.
Oh, yeah. Some of those right hands.
Oh.
Back her up, Steph. Back her up. Back her up. Don't worry about the cat. You first. Thank you. Go twice in a row.
Ooh, everything landing now for Calderon.
She is unloading and Guinn taking it to the ground. Grabbing a hold of Stephanie.
Stephanie diligent with the underhooks, though. She's been pummeling just as soon as she could.
Stop looking around, Stephanie. Stop looking around. Focus. On your back. Stay on the jab. One body. One body.
That jab is landing hard. Jab of Calderon landing very, very hard.
Leaving it. Oh! Change your life, Steph! Change your life!
Halfway through round 4.
Oh.
Change your life! Body! Body! Stay there! Keep going! Body!
Stephanie really dialing in right now.
Okay!
And Alex, I feel like Calderon's throwing one punch at a time and then just throwing back. They got a lot behind those punches, but I feel like if she flurried like this,
Yep,
this is where you may see the end
that's
of the fight.
it. That is it. A championship finish for Stephanie Calderon. Welcome to Fury Amateur Series. The Stone Cold win for Stone Cold Calderon.
Yeah, she's solid. That takes her to 5-0. I don't know how much left there is to achieve as an amateur.
What a finish. Man, can't wait to see Stephanie fight for Fury as a pro. You see the finish right there, Alex? Man, just great striking, and that was enough to capture the 125 title. A lot of respect here between both fighters. Madison Guinn moves that record to 2-2. Calderon, perfect 5-0 as an amateur. Let's make things official. Here is Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Colloy calls for a stop to the fight. 1 minute, 58 seconds into round number 4, declaring your winner by TKO and new Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Champion, Stone Cold Stephanie Calderon.
I'm here with your winner, Stephanie Calderon. Stephanie, that was a dominant performance for the title. Congratulations on the win. Did that fight go exactly how you thought it would?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't come all the way to San Antonio. Hey, matter of fact, San Antonio was good, baby. Tampa's in the fucking building. New York's in the building, baby. Yeah, that wasn't exactly how we planned, man. Something we wanted to do was get back to my A game, and that's put that pressure on people. People can't stand in front of me, man. I look like this skinny little girl, but I can fucking crack. I'm sorry, I can crack. So when we're standing there in the pocket, man, I'm gonna put somebody out.
Well, we could tell by that style you're a very good range management, very good striking. And there at the end, that last exchange there, what was going through your mind? Did you know it was over?
What was going through my mind was, I came here today to change the rest of my life. If you guys know what I've been through, man, you would know how much this means to me. I really came out here and I wanted to change the rest of my life. So I came out here to do that, exactly that.
Well, Stephanie, what I saw in there was a new champion and someone that looked like a pro. Is that what's next for you?
That's exactly what's next for me, man. This wasn't even supposed to happen, but the opportunity presented itself, and we're that type of team to jump on these opportunities. I know you guys hear Dana say, this is not a job, this is an opportunity. So when we get those, we jump on them.
Well, congratulations. It was an unbelievable win. We can't wait to see you again. Your champion, your winner, Stephanie Calderon.
Congratulations to Stephanie Calderon, new 125 champion. That will do it for our prelims broadcast. We are heading to UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for Fury FC 93. We will have swing bouts for you for the pro side after that as well. So we will be back here on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching. But next, we'll see you on UFC Fight Pass in just a little bit. Hey, Ethan. So we're gonna do the open, and then I will toss to and let's take a look. We'll talk about the co-main event, and then I'll say, and let's take a look at the rest of the card, the usual, and then we'll talk about 2 fights there. If you're saying anything, we can't hear you. Can't hear Michael.
There we go.
Check.
That helps if I turn my microphone on a bunch.
I can't hear Ethan. Is he talking? Can't hear you.
Yeah, tell him to turn his microphone on. It works.
Can't hear him. Nope. Keep talking. Nope. Nope. I mean, worst case, if you want, we can have just a countdown behind camera. We need to. I'm good with that. Just because I know we're late.
They need to fix that because
yeah,
we need to be able to hear him.
What's up? Yeah. But tell them we can't hear him. I mean, we'll need that for.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you are.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yep. How long is my scene set? Perfect. Let's go. Let's try to knock this out. 1 take.
Logan Woods, Zach Borrego.
Friday nights in San Antonio are usually calm, but that's changing tonight with Fury FC 93 right here on UFC Fight Pass. Our main event, featherweight prospect Johan Estevez looks for a career-defining win against the veteran Alfred Walker. Plus, there's no love lost between our co-main event with Tedrick Macklin and Devin Dixon, and that is going to be a fight because both guys are frankly annoyed of each other. And welcome in, I'm Rio Ramzanli, joined by Michael Alexander, the black belt himself, and UFC veteran Alex Morono. And it is time for these fighters to unleash the fury. And as I mentioned in our main event, Johan Estevez, Alfred Walker, a big moment here for Estevez. And let's talk about this co-main event as well, Michael. Big moment here for San Antonio's own.
Yeah, Logan Woods versus Zach Borrego. This is a very interesting matchup. First time Logan has been here at Fury Fighting Championship and has a win over who fights next week for the middleweight championship and who has beat Zach Borrego. But Zach Borrego is a hometown kid here. He's a very dangerous striker. This is a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, let's take a look at the rest of this card because as I mentioned, Devin Dixon against Tedrick Macklin, they have been talking to each other and talking trash for what seems like a month, Alex.
Yeah, well, beyond that, Macklin is 6-0, Dixon's 6-1. Both guys physical, both guys can grapple, both guys can strike, and they don't like each other. That's always super fun. One of my proteges, Omega level Josh Thomas, fighting the experienced Marcel Mickens. That's going to be an excellent fight. I mean, a lot of prospects, a lot of talent. Cannot wait. Yeah,
hey, it wouldn't be right if we didn't mention Eddie Friday here in San Antonio, the legend himself. Any other fights that you want to talk about, Michael? Because this is a stacked card.
Shane Keefe and Sam Kilmer is going to be unbelievable. Sam Kilmer has fought everybody they put in front of him since he was 0-0, so I can't wait to see this fight. This is a great card.
Well, let's get this thing started and join the 4th member of our broadcast crew, the Fury FC Hall of Famer, the best dressed man in MMA. Here he is, Wayne Leggett. Friday nights in San Antonio are usually calm, but that's Friday nights in San Antonio are usually calm, but that's changing tonight with Fury FC 93 right here on UFC Fight Pass. In our main event, featherweight prospect Johan Estevez looks for a career-defining win against the veteran Alfred Walker. Plus, there's no love lost between our co-main event with Tedrick Macklin and Devin Dixon, and that is going to be a fight because both guys are frankly annoyed of each other. And welcome in, I'm Rosalio, joined by Michael Alexander, the black belt himself, and UFC veteran Alex Morono. And it is time for these fighters to unleash the fury. And as I mentioned in our main event, Johan Estevez, Alfred Walker, a big moment here for Estevez. And let's talk about this co-main event as well, Michael. Big moment here for San Antonio's own.
Yeah, Logan Woods versus Zach Borrego. This is a very interesting matchup. First time Logan has been here at Fury Fighting Championship and has a win over who fights next week for the middleweight championship and who has beat Zach Borrego. But Zach Borrego is a hometown kid here. He's a very dangerous striker. This is a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, let's take a look at the rest of this card because as I mentioned, Devin Dixon against Tedrick Macklin, they have been talking to each other and talking trash for what seems like a month, Alex.
Yeah, well, beyond that, Macklin is 6-0, Dixon's 6-1. Both guys physical, both guys can grapple, both guys can strike, and they don't like each other. That's always super fun. One of my proteges, Omega level Josh Thomas, fighting the experienced Marcel Mickens. That's going to be an excellent fight. I mean, a lot of prospects, a lot of talent. Cannot wait.
Yeah, hey, it wouldn't be right if we didn't mention Eddie Friday here in San Antonio, the legend himself. Any other fights that you want to talk about, Michael? Because this is a stacked card.
Shane Keefe and Sam Kilmer is going to be unbelievable. Sam Kilmer has fought everybody they put in front of him since he was 0-0, so I can't wait to see this fight. This is a great card.
Well, let's get this thing started and join the fourth member of our broadcast crew, the Fury FC Hall of Famer, the best dressed man in MMA. Here he is, Wayne Leggett.
We are live from the Boeing Center at Techport in San Antonio, Texas. This is Fury FC 93, Walker versus Estevez. But first, San Antonio, Texas, if you're ready for your opening contest, let me hear you make some noise! Please welcome to the blue corner, Josh Thomas.
Josh Thomas coming in off that debut win. 7 seconds, that's all it took. One punch connected, and that was it. So it's almost like a brand new attempt at this debut because, let's be honest, 7 seconds is nothing.
Yeah, 7 seconds of cage time doesn't tell you how you're going to act when you get pushed on the cage. It doesn't tell you how you're going to act when you go to the ground. It doesn't tell you how it's going to feel to get punched. 7 seconds is an amazing debut. This is his real debut. This is what we're going to see where Josh Thomas is made of.
You see Alex Morono there in his corner, getting him ready. Matt Wallman as well. Gracie Baja, the Woodlands, that's where he trains. Joe Hendershot, a former classmate and current teammate as well. Talented roster, and for Josh Thomas, coming here as a pro for Fury, this is the moment he's been waiting for.
Well, the debut couldn't have gone any better, but that was after being 6-0 as an AMMY. And so as an amateur fighter, 6-0, undefeated, a 7-second debut. This is, if you ask Josh Thomas, he expects this to go the same way.
Josh is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Marcel Mickens to the red corner.
Marcel Mickens coming in here with a 3-1 record, 5th time inside the Fury FC cage, riding a 1-fight win streak. And this talented striker, Michael, is definitely a step up in competition for Josh Thomas. But for Marcel, he is excited for this fight. He's ready to go because he knows the hype and the prospect possibilities around Josh Thomas.
Yeah, and for those of y'all who do not know matchmaking, it's very difficult to get a 1-0 or an 0-0 guy to fight a 3-1 guy that's also 5-2 as an amateur, that's also undefeated in Muay Thai. So, I mean, this is not a conventional fighter versus fighter. This is really difficult fighter. Marcel Mickens knows this is a big fight for him. He has a lot to lose here. He loses this fight against Josh Thomas. He just lost to a 1-0 guy at 3-1. He wins this fight. He won against a 6-0 amateur who won a 7-second knockout in his debut. It's going to be a big fight. It's going to be big for either one of these guys to win this.
The Warlord, Marcel Mickens. You can expect a lot of sharp striking, but based on his last fight, that's what we thought. You know, his style has always been very aggressive, good striking, good pace. Last fight, it was the opposite. So let's see if he has improved on that. Last time out, he got the unanimous decision win over Moises Oropeza back here in March. But it wasn't the most impressive win because we know how good Marcel is. We look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by OnlyFans. The reach advantage, height advantage goes to the 30-year-old Marcel Mickens, who did come in at 148.4 on the scales. Mickens is inside. Let's get our introductions. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Featherweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at a perfect 145 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds a professional record of 1 win, no losses. Here is Josh Omega Level Thomas. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 148.4 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, by way of Honolulu, Hawaii, he holds a professional record of 3 wins, only 1 defeat. Here is Marcel Warlord Mickens. Your referee in charge of the action, John Herzog.
All right, let's get our first fight of the night going here at the beautiful Boeing Center at Techport. Blue gloves for Thomas, Mickens in the red.
Yeah, you see right away the size difference here. Mickens very, very tall featherweight. This weight by a little bit, but it's really difficult to see how a 6'3" guy with also on him, makes 145 to start with. Big dump from Josh Thomas.
Thomas and Joe Hendershot wrestled together, went to the same school. Definitely a good wrestling background for Josh Thomas. Something to watch out for.
Yeah, and they've even used the same barber, it looks like. I mean, that looks like Joe Hendershot that was in there if his hair was a little blonder.
Joe Hendershot, did see him earlier tonight. He is here in attendance, supporting his teammate. Omega level Josh Thomas.
Josh having a hard time stepping over those long legs of Marcel Mickens.
We were talking to Thomas before the fight, and he simply said, any day is a good day to die, if you want to know what kind of attitude this young man brings to the cage.
Yeah, that is a common attitude over there at Gracie Baja, the Woodlands.
I feel like dying on a Tuesday would not be a good day to die. I don't know why. That would be a sad death on a Tuesday. Any other day I can go with it, but man, Tuesday would be sad.
I don't know. For my day job, Tuesday's my meeting day, so maybe
feels like death.
Yeah.
If you're joining us for the first time, this is what you get with Fury FC's commentary team. They like to have fun.
That's right.
Inside the cage, Josh Thomas trying to find that opening, going to half right now. Or in the half right now, excuse me.
is having a hard time dealing with the length of Marcel Mackinnon so far. Marcel with the long arms and legs, able to hold those hands back from places that you typically probably can punch.
Going into side control now is Josh.
And Josh controlling all the action here so far in the first round. Wasting no time getting this to the mat.
You know, one thing to point out, he was in that half guard of Marcel, and we've heard Alex Morono talk about this so much. He's like, half guard isn't perfect. It's almost like a mount for in terms of striking. So they're comfortable being in that position, the fighters at Gracie Barra Woodlands.
Yeah, half guard is my favorite top ground and pound position. It's really low risk for the top guy, and you know, it's a really good punching position. You can be heavy on your hips, and you can also be mobile. Very nice. Marcel trying to touch those toes to the ground to try to avoid that takedown again, but Josh able to elevate him just high enough. Yeah, this style is going to start to wear on Marcel Mackinnon's. This grinding style that, you know, and this will never stop. Josh Thomas cardio, unbelievable.
There's a reason they call him Omega level. He's non-stop. He's a freak. That cardio's unbelievable. And right now, in the back of Marcel Mackinnon, and that right arm is sliding under. Is this going to be enough for a finish? Josh Thomas holding on, flattening out, and there it is. There's the tap, Omega level. Get the first tap of the night here at Fury FC 93.
Beautiful back take. Josh Thomas flattens out Marcel Mackinnon, and once Marcel was able to control it, able to defend the rear naked choke until he got flattened out. Once he got flattened out, Josh locked up that rear naked choke, and it didn't take long. Marcel Mackinnon tapping right away.
Man, Josh is so strong. Let's take a look at our highlights for round one and the finish itself. Perfect execution on the wrestling there by Josh Thomas. Had two big dumps. Here's one of them. And eventually got that right arm under the chin of Marcel Mackinnon. Mackinnon fought hard, did a little hand play, but then eventually got flattened out. And that was it. There's the tap. Josh Thomas getting that big finish, moving his record to 2-0 as a professional. Let's make things official. Here's Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 4 minutes, 6 seconds into the very first round. Declaring our winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Josh Omega Level Thomas.
I'm here with your winner, Josh Thomas. Come here. Josh, at 6'3" and a dangerous striker, no better way to counter that than to take it to the mat.
You know, man, you can be fucking tall, as tall as you fucking want. My wrestling skills will cut you down like a motherfucking axe, baby. I'll cut you down like a fucking tree.
So, Josh, 7 seconds on your first fight, a first round finish here. You're 2-0 as a pro. You've never lost a fight. When are you going to continue that streak?
I'm going to keep going as far as I fucking can, baby. I'm going to keep going. And you know what? I'm glad I haven't fucking my... Hey, guys, any of you 145s, 155s, I ain't fucking safe either, baby. Me? If y'all think y'all got bigger balls than me, baby, come in the motherfucking cage. Come in the motherfucking cage, we'll get it done.
What else can be said? Your winner, Josh Thomas.
Oh, man. Good thing we don't have FCC regulations here on UFC Fight Pass. Josh Thomas.
Rated R.
Yeah, rated R for mature. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Nick Lancaster.
Oh, I wish Wayne would have been like, please welcome to the cage, Nick M.F. and Lancaster.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick Lancaster. Woo.
All right, let's regroup. Second time here inside the Fury FC cage for Nick. Is riding a one-fight losing streak. You know, last time out, did get choked by Luis Hernandez in round 1 back in May. He got caught with a high kick 3 seconds into the fight, and it was just downhill from there.
Yeah, I think he was overwhelmed by Luis Hernandez. You know, we were kind of surprised by Luis Hernandez, who came out very, very aggressive, kind of overwhelmed Nick Lancaster, and who is typically a more get settled in, find my range kind of guy. If you can take that away from him, I think that's the key to victory. But, you know, Luis Hernandez, we can't wait to see him fight again. But this dude, 3-1, 7-2 as an amateur, so 9 fights as an amateur, and all 3 of his wins are first-round finishes. So Nick Lancaster, in spite of the loss, I think that is going to be a huge learning experience for him. And I think we'll see a different Nick Lancaster coming into especially the first part of this fight.
And we welcome back Alex Morono on the broadcast. Congratulations on the win, Josh Thomas. Does he always talk like that in the gym?
Josh doesn't talk at all. And I have to tell him in training, I'm like, dude, go harder. Win these rounds harder. He's the nicest guy. I compare him, he's like a young white Hamzat Chimaev. Seriously, his pace in the cage, I don't know where it comes from, but I love that boy. He's awesome. He's born for this.
He loves saying the F word. Man, that was intense.
I've never heard him curse before. The rapid fight, he's like, coach, live by the sword, die by the sword. I was like, oh, all right, man, love it.
Yeah, cool. He's definitely got the switch because in the gym, very sweet, very nice kid. And here, he was fired up. Murderer.
Nick Lancaster is inside the cage. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Dallas Dodd to the red corner.
Man, if you're ever lacking confidence, then you should come hang out with Dallas Dodd because he will give you some of his confidence. This young fighter is exciting. Second time here as a pro inside the Fury cage, coming off that huge debut win against Slate Passmore back in March at Fury FC 88 right here in San Antonio. But every time we talk to Dallas, he always has to mention one thing, Michael.
Yeah, he's the best looking guy on the roster. Now, I don't know when this vote happened or who was able to vote on it, but I don't know if I was in the mix, but Alex Morono is the best looking guy at this table. So
I don't know. I think I defer that one to Raheel.
Yeah, Raheel might be the sexiest for TV. I don't know. But Dallas Dodd never lacks confidence. Dallas Dodd never lacks skill. And every time he comes in here, he comes to bring the fight.
We look at our tail of the tape brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast. You see that reach advantage and the slight height advantage for the 28-year-old Dallas Dodd for this welterweight bout. And so many people are high on Dallas, man. He is one of those guys. You look at the age and you go 28. You know, prospect range is a little bit younger, but he is a prospect, and we'll get a chance to see him in action. Let's get our introductions.
The following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC welterweight division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial arts stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, and he weighed in at 170.4 pounds. Fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, he holds a professional record of 3 wins, only 1 defeat. Here is Nick Lancaster. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Austin, Texas, his professional record stands at 1 win, no losses. This is Dallas Dodd. Your referee in charge of the action, Jeff Rexroad.
All right, Jeff Rexroad inside for the first time tonight. Blue gloves for Lancaster, red for Dodd.
Yeah, Dodd's very crafty. I mean, even when we won the amateur belt, he showed really good striking, always good grappling.
Yeah, went 5-1 as an amateur, got that debut win, avenged the loss that he held as an amateur against Slate Passmore.
Well, not just that, but he showed some adversity in that fight. Also, he showed his ability to overcome some adversity, and got dropped in that fight and came back and was able to get the win. But Dallas Dodd never lacks confidence, no matter what.
Lancaster, his game plan, very patient, good counter striker, will take his time. You can't get too patient against a guy like Dallas Dodd who will unload some kicks on you.
Yeah, Lancaster was looking to time a kick, bombing with the left hook. Try to catch Dodd when he's on one foot. Dodd's always used his kicks really well. He's 6'4", which is tall for the weight class. That's tall for any weight class. Nice check up there for Dodd. Lancaster did a good job though, stalking forward. And he's really got the most use out of that left hook.
Lancaster looking very relaxed here. Takes a shot. That rocked him.
Uh-oh. Good right hand from Dallas. He scores the takedown.
Man, Dallas, I thought he should have separated there, Alex. And
Lancaster, he was a little stumbled. I don't think he was too compromised. I actually think scoring that takedown was a smart choice. Now, if they're like rocked and obviously out, then of course, flurry on him. But Lancaster's being staggered a little bit, but he seemed pretty with it. And this is exactly what we saw Dallas do in his last fight, actually. He was landing great strikes, but the moment he saw the takedown, he got him down. And notice Dallas threw an elbow shortly after the takedown. That did cut Lancaster open.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood leaking out right now.
Right over his right eye. Sorry, it's right over his left eye. Right next to his nose.
You see Dallas passing those feet over that bottom leg. Past that guard, get past that knee shield.
Standing back up is Lancaster. Go to the center.
He's leaking. That eye is leaking.
Yeah, it's in a bad spot too, Alex.
Oh, that was under the chin. Oh, so is that. Lancaster's throwing back, but he's
man. What a shot! Dallas Dodd looking for a highlight reel knockout here.
Lancaster saying, "Not on my watch." He is moving forward still, unloading some shots of his own. Man.
Yeah, beautiful left hands there. 2 in a row from Nick Lancaster.
I don't know how he threw him. Man, that's a good cut. Yeah, it's a deep cut. Right above his brow. Oh, man, that right hand missed by just an inch.
Lancaster told us before the fight he's ready to brawl, and he is living up to that.
Tremendous accuracy.
Oh,
Dallas Dodd.
1:30 left in round 1. Ooh, we can exhale now, guys. That was awesome.
You don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. You can keep them up top. Right hand, right hand.
Good job by Lancaster using that head to get off the cage.
Where you go?
Yeah, that cut is in a terrible place, Alex. Right over the right eye, inside the eyebrow.
So deep.
Yes.
You know it's deep if I can see how deep it is from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a deep cut. I've seen a lot of cuts in my day. It's a bad cut.
Looks like the blood hasn't impacted him too much yet in terms of vision, but I'm sure the doctor's going to take a look at it.
Oh, that was a good right hand. Dallas knew it too.
Yeah, he's got to be careful going in there showboating.
He does. Lancaster's a big, strong dude.
Yeah,
he's
man.
throwing that hook hard.
10 seconds left in round 1.
Oh. Wow, what a first round.
True. He's got a little cut over his left cheek as well, does Lancaster. He got tagged up that first round. He's bleeding again now pretty bad. Man, there was a fight a few cards back. I think it was on the prelims of a main card. You guys were there, but that one guy got elbowed from guard, and it was literally squirting out.
Yes.
That's the worst cut I've ever seen. This is maybe the second worst cut I've seen in the Fury cage.
I remember that one. I don't remember the fighter's name off the top of my head. But yeah, I remember it was a mess inside the cage. And then 2 fights later, somebody got almost an identical cut, and it was dirty.
Yeah.
Once again, it was
Elbow
crazy.
and the head, and the ball of the head a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bloody, bloody night. So is tonight.
And we love this brawling attitude here tonight in San Antonio. We look at our round 1 highlights. You know, the damage on Lancaster's face is definitely the story of round 1, but what can't be lost is that Lancaster had some good moments himself.
Yeah, and look at Dodd's legs. I mean, his legs are pretty beat up. When that round finished, Dodd was kind of, stretching his calves out because he has taken some shots to those calves and to the. Yes, there's Alex is showing me a picture of the blood just squirting out of the head.
So props to the Fury for trying to save that.
Yeah,
it was just so weird.
Richard Burmaster.
They're letting it go on.
We're
So
good to go.
It's deep, but I don't think it's in the worst spot. If it was like under his eyebrow or under his eyelid, that would be bad.
Yeah, the worst part about it is it just dribbles down the inside of your nose and has more of a possibility of going into your eye. On the outside, at least it goes down your cheek.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. You're right. If it's below the eyebrow, you're in trouble. If it's above the eyebrow, your face is designed like this for a reason.
Yeah. A lot more pressure from Lancaster. I think he knows he's got to keep his foot on the pedal with the pressure and not let Dallas Dodd fight at his preferred range, which is very long. And if he's got that room to work, he'll be a sniper like that.
That was a perfect jab. Popped the head back.
Notice that was the first time Lancaster took himself off the front foot. He kind of went back to the middle and got popped. I know it seems almost counterintuitive. You pressure, and you catch a guy punching out of position, your forward pressure with the punch will win that fight. It's just tricky to do. Running out of gun, man. Oh, that one hurt.
Oh, yeah, that hurt.
Oh.
Yeah, Lancaster just trying to connect with something big now. As Dodd is on the hunt for this finish.
Yeah, Lancaster's having a hard time moving forward now. Ooh, that cut on the cheek has opened up big time now.
Not backing down is the badly damaged Nick Lancaster.
Yeah, he's done some low kick damage himself. Dallas Dodd's lead leg showing some wear and tear. But as a pasty white guy myself, it doesn't take more than a slap to get some redness going, so that could be superficial.
Those legs, they're the hardest thing to tan.
Man, this cage would be bloody.
I love this heart and this attitude from Nick Lancaster, not backing down at all.
If anything, he's having a little more success in the second round. At least he's not getting hit as flush. And he's landing that left hook. I'll tell you, it's the right hand of Dodd that got through the 2 most significant times in the first round. And it was never just a solo right hand. He was always throwing a jab or a lead hook before it. You go like kick into a 3-2.
Oh, that cut underneath the left eye is nasty as well. Our cornermen have their work cut out for them.
Man, and these make great pictures too, Alex.
And he's got 2 cuts on the left side. He's got one on his cheek, but he's got one right in the corner of his left eye as well.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I thought I saw it going into round 2, but I wasn't sure, but that's where blood's coming from. Those are weird cuts.
Man, it's going to be a good kick there.
Yeah, that question mark hit was beautiful.
It's a good right hand behind the left hook there of Lancaster.
And Nick Lancaster is limping forward right now.
All heart right now.
This man is tough. It's all as tough as you get.
My man does custom carpentry for his day job at Colorado Decks and Beyond. I hope he gets the week off.
Keeps going like this. He may not have a choice.
Man, so that was like another good right hand. More of a counter right hand there from Dodd.
Man, Dodd is just killing that front leg. Oh!
120 left in round 2. Dallas inching closer, hunting for that finish. Lancaster is not backing down at all. Oh, man, that is it.
Yeah. Wow.
Dallas Dodd, the best looking man on the roster, the self-proclaimed smartest man and now knockout artist, is here with a huge finish of Nick Lancaster.
So you want to be a fighter. I mean, it's not always glory and victory. For Dallas Dodd, it has been. But man, I mean, that's brutal.
Props to Nick Lancaster, kept moving forward until he just could not take any more damage. You see that kick connect.
Wow. Dallas Dodd is the real deal, gentlemen.
Yes, he is. Puts him at 2-0. I mean, sky's the limit.
It was that final flurry that did it, and Dallas Dodd gets a huge finish here at Fury FC 93. The fans are loving it. I can't wait to hear what Dallas has to say on the mic. One of my favorites. Michael is inside. He will catch up with Dallas Dodd in just a second. But first, dude,
Oh my goodness.
that is a nasty.
It is just under his eye as well, man. Props to Lancaster. Dude's a beast. Dude's like the Terminator.
That is a gnarly cut. That's probably the gnarliest cut I've seen in the last 2.5, 3 years.
Man.
Let's make things official. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jeff Rexroad calls for a stop to the fight. 3 minutes, 53 seconds into round number 2. Declaring a winner by TKO, Dallas Dodd.
I'm here with the very bloody and sweaty Dallas Dodd. Dallas, last time you were here, you proclaimed yourself as the best looking man on the roster. You complained that you were the smartest man on the roster, and now you are making a big case that you are the baddest 170-pound fighter on the roster. How does that feel?
Hey, that's what you said, right? I'm humble. I would never. But just like that, the slick mouth pretty boy from the South is in the winning circle again.
Dallas, it was a dominant striking performance. Was the plan to take the legs out?
Yeah, to be honest, when I told you every time you put a mic in front of my face, I'm going to mention these 2 men in my corner, my big brothers, Kyle Howard, Andrew Craig. I get emotional just saying their name because they mean so much to me. It's not just the leg kicks they teach me. If there's one thing they've really taught me, mentality when I come in here, it's to give nothing and take everything. And you're going to see that every time I come in here.
Well, Dallas, 2-0 now, 2 dominant performances. What do you want next?
Man, one at a time. This is a crazy game. I started this camp, let me tell you, 88 cents in my bank account. I'm broke as a motherfucker. It's not even funny. There's nothing cute about the struggle. But the best part about life, when you get handed adversity, the only way to handle it is to go through it. I'm not going to pull out. I'm not going to bail on this game or quit. I love every part of it. And you're going to see time and time again why I'm different and why I'm headed to the top. And it's inevitable. I check every box. The best looking, the smartest, the fastest, the slickest. But there's always someone out there better. And I'm aware of that. As cocky as I am, I'm just as humble. Man, what a game, what a life, what a team. I also got the baddest bitch on the roster, Danny. Mommy, I love you so much. We did it again.
Dallas, it was an incredible performance. We cannot wait to see you again, and I will be training at 10th Planet tomorrow. I hope to see you there. Your winner, Dallas Dodd.
Man, congratulations to Dallas Dodd. I know his nickname is a Lone Star Playboy, but I think he should go with 88 cents. That is a great story about just the adversity he's facing. 88 cents is pretty dope. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Manuel Rodriguez.
All right. This might be crazy, but we have a lot of talented fighters here at Fury. And you can kind of lay out the roadmap for each one and go, oh, this guy could be this next one, or he could do this. I'm not being hyperbolic here. Emerald could be the next guy who in 3-4 fights is maybe on a UFC roster. He is that talented.
Yeah, Rahil, you and I talked about this yesterday during our call with Rich, that, man, this feels like a very Josh Fan type of situation here. He was dominant. He didn't have any amateur fights, went straight pro, 3-0 as a pro, finishes in first or second round for all 3 fights, and he's wearing that UFC shirt for a reason. That is his goal. That's the only place he wants to be, and if he keeps going like he is, Alex, he's definitely going to get there.
Yeah, he keeps himself in good company, too. You see Diego Lopez as his main corner coach. I mean, Diego Lopez coming on a huge win, UFC 302. I mean, yeah, I can't wait. I was also looking forward to his debut. Didn't know much about him. Saw his undefeated record, saw his team. Cannot wait to watch him fight.
Has taken some boxing bouts as well. Is a Sambo world champion, as you mentioned. Trains with Diego Lopez, so in good company. He just has that it factor as well. You'll see once he's inside what he brings to the cage. And again, he's one of those guys that everyone's been talking about. So to finally see him here inside the Fury FC cage on UFC Fight Pass, fight fans, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's one thing whenever you hear someone's family or their friends or something talking about someone, but when strangers are talking about a fighter that don't know him personally, that have just seen him perform and are in this business, Alex, it's a big compliment when people are doing that. Hopefully Emmanuel today lives up to those expectations. If he does, he's going to be hard to beat.
Emmanuel's inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Tyrell Hill to the red corner.
Uh-oh, Tyrell Hill coming out to some Kendrick Lamar. Not like us. When you come out to that, you are basically saying it is going to be a battle that you're not going to win if you're the opponent. Tyrell Hill, first time here inside the Fury FC cage on a 2-fight win streak. All but one of his wins are finishes. Got a big win over Chris Johnson back in March. Has fought Shamik Harvey as well in his 4th fight, so he's not afraid of anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's also serving our country. He's an active duty Army medical officer, studying to become a doctor, so very, very smart. So maybe he can check his own, if he gets cut, maybe he can check his own cuts. Does that ever happen, Alex?
I mean, yeah, I could see that. Something I would do. I've definitely diagnosed injuries and damage better than some cage side positions, unfortunately.
Yeah, we knew you were going to be happy to see the ringside doctor tonight. It wasn't Mr. 100 years old.
Hey, man. Yeah, I like this doctor here. The young guy, he does a really good job, too.
Yeah. But hopefully we won't need it. Hopefully it's just a battle between these two guys, and may the better man win.
We look at our tail.
I'm here with your winner, Emmanuel Rodriguez. I'm here with your winner, Emmanuel. We have seen people that are on another level before, but I don't know if we've ever seen it quite like that. That was very, very impressive.
Hay muchas personas que están peleando que están en un level diferente, pero ahora tú estás pensando ahora que está nueva. ¿Qué te sientes?
No sé qué decir, estoy viviendo un sueño, estoy con Diego López, Alessandro Costa, Jason, o sea, esta vida es la vida que me merezco. Vida fácil, Jason, vida fácil.
It's a dream come true. He doesn't know what to say. He's got the great guys, Diego Lopez in his corner, a great team. It's his dream. He's living it. He's having a great time.
Well, it was very impressive. You knocked out a very tough opponent. You showed great striking. What do you want next?
¿Qué sigue?
Agosto, estoy listo, estoy limpio. Quiero pelear todos los meses si se puede, estoy listo.
He wants to fight every month if he can. He didn't take any injury. He's ready to go again in August.
All right, well, he's ready to go again, Eric. Put him later on the card.
Arriba Ensenada y México, loco!
Your winner, Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Man, this kid has it, Alex. Braces and all.
Yeah.
I love that, man. What a moment, and he's ready to go again.
24 years old.
Also, shout out to the Hezbollah shirt. Love that. Haven't seen that in the corner yet.
Man.
Yeah, can we put him on later on in the card? I want to watch him again.
Yeah, I think he would. I swear, I think he would fight later on the card if they would let him. If somebody fell out, he would definitely take it.
All right, let's get our next fighter out.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Alfredo Lopez.
Alfredo Lopez. First time inside the Fury FC cage, coming in on a one-fight win streak, but hasn't fought since 2022. Took a long break earlier in his career, has taken an almost 2-year break now. So it will be interesting to see what this Mexican fighter has, what he's improved on. And coming into some hostile territory, taking on Eddie Friday, one of the legends of the MMA scene here in San Antonio.
Yeah, there's not many people, and Alex and I have talked about this before, there's not many people in Eddie Friday at 125 that just have one-punch knockout power. That's what Alfredo Lopez is up against today. The 2-3 record, I wouldn't put too much stock into it. He did no amateur fights, went straight to pro, didn't have any amateur fights at all. So every bit, he's been thrown right into the fire, Alex.
Yeah, and it's it's very fitting because a lot of guys try to wrestle Eddie Friday. I think Lopez is going to stand and crack with them. Mexican style from Mexico. We know he's going to box. I mean, this is a great match. A prop to the matchmakers. They always do a good job, but finding this opponent for this fight is just awesome. I don't think I had a fight of the night on my radar, but I think like maybe knockout of the night, which is going to be hard to top after those last couple of fights.
Yeah, definitely the tone has been set here inside the Boeing Center at Techport, one of the more beautiful venues here in the Southwest region. And it is packed here tonight, sold out venue.
Yeah, and I don't know how, if you can tell from home how big this venue is. It's very big and it's sold out.
All right, let's meet Alfredo's opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Eddie Friday.
You hear that pop for Eddie Friday. 9th time inside the Fury FC cage, has an overall 5-3 record here at Fury, 5-4 overall, riding a one-fight losing streak, and is really trying to get back to his ways of finding that power. 1-2 in his last 3, and he knows